Yes, I've had plastic surgery. Some people say I've spent more time in operating rooms than most of the doctors in this country.
In the quest for beauty, some celebrities go too far. What starts as a small tweak can quickly spiral into a full-blown transformation. Over time, these changes can make them look completely different, sometimes even unrecognizable. From harmless procedures gone wrong to full-face overhauls, these stories will make you think twice about the price of perfection. Stick around as we dive into 20 celebrities who took cosmetic surgery. Donatella Versace, a name synonymous with luxury and fashion, is a striking example of how the pursuit of beauty can come at a steep price. When she first gained the spotlight in the late 1990s, after the heartbreaking murder of her brother Gianni, Donatella was the picture of Italian elegance and charm. Her beauty was captivating, embodying the timeless grace of Italy's fashion elite. But by the early 2000s, something about her appearance started to shift dramatically, sparking intense curiosity and conversation within the fashion world. One of the first things people noticed was her nose. Once broad and distinctive, it became noticeably narrower and more sculpted, leading many to speculate that she had undergone rhinoplasty. But the transformation didn't stop there. Her skin, which had once glowed with a natural radiance, started to appear unnaturally taut and smooth. It was clear that Donatella had opted for extensive cosmetic work, likely a series of facelifts to defy the aging process. Unfortunately, the results were jarring. Her skin looked almost like wax, too tight for comfort. Her lips, once naturally delicate, became fuller, sparking rumors of lip augmentation. The sharpness of her cheekbones also seemed to emerge from nowhere, hinting at possible use of dermal fillers or even cheek implants. These changes gave her face a more chiseled, sculpted look. But it was one that was markedly different from her original features. Even her once expressive eyes underwent alteration, most likely from blepharoplasty, a surgery aimed at addressing drooping eyelids and puffiness. Donatella's dramatic transformation made her one of the most talked-about figures in Hollywood, especially when it comes to cosmetic surgery gone wrong. Her appearance became a cautionary tale of how beauty, when relentlessly pursued, can lead to unintended consequences. And while Donatella's choices are frequently discussed, the fallout from such transformations is often far more profound. In some cases, like that of Carol Bryan, the effects of cosmetic procedures have been life-changing. In 2009, Carol Bryan, a woman from Florida, went through an ordeal that would forever change her life. At 47 years old, she decided to enhance her appearance with fillers, hoping to restore the youthful fullness to her face. Unfortunately, the procedure took a disastrous turn. 2 different types of fillers, including silicone, were injected incorrectly into her forehead and cheeks, leading to catastrophic results. Within months, Carol's face began to swell uncontrollably. The swelling was so severe that it caused her forehead to droop over her eyes, blocking her vision. Her face became so disfigured that she could hardly recognize herself. The fillers caused her skin to contract and swell unevenly, and soon she was using tape to hold up her forehead just to see. Desperate for a solution, Carol underwent multiple corrective surgeries, but instead of improving, her condition only worsened. Years of suffering and isolation followed, until finally, she turned to Dr. Raza Jahe and Dr. Brian Boyd for help. After a 17-hour surgery, they managed to remove and replace the damaged tissue on her forehead. Although the surgery saved her life, it came at a high cost. Carol lost full vision in one eye and faced years of both physical and emotional recovery. Now, Carol uses her experience as a platform to speak out against unsafe cosmetic procedures. She is determined to raise awareness about the dangers of unregulated treatments, hoping to protect others from the same fate she endured. On the other side of the cosmetic surgery spectrum is Joselyn Wildenstein, often dubbed Catwoman by the media. Her transformation is one of the most well-known and extreme in history. Joselyn's journey began in the 1990s during her marriage to billionaire Alec Wildenstein. Inspired by her husband's love for wild cats, Joselyn decided to undergo a series of surgeries to give herself a feline-like appearance. Over the years, she is said to have spent millions on various procedures aimed at achieving this look. The most striking feature of her transformation is her eyes. Through multiple surgeries, including blepharoplasty, Joselyn's eyes were altered to have an upward slant, creating the signature cat eye appearance. Her cheekbones were also dramatically reshaped with implants and fillers, giving her face a sharp, sculpted look that was a far cry from her original features. The result, a transformation that has kept her in the spotlight for decades, though not without controversy. Despite her dramatic changes, Joselyn Wildenstein has repeatedly denied undergoing excessive cosmetic procedures, instead claiming that her striking, feline-like appearance is simply a result of her Swiss ancestry. Now, at 84 years old, she remains a well-known socialite, famous for both her surgeries and her extravagant lifestyle, which once dazzled the media. While Joselyn's transformation was extreme, it's nothing compared to the terrifying ordeal experienced by Raji Singh. In 2005, Raji opted for inexpensive filler injections to enhance her facial features, only to suffer a nightmare. The so-called doctor injected her face with a toxic mix of cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. Instead of the smooth, plump look she desired, the dangerous substances hardened under her skin, creating painful lumps and deformities. Her cheeks, which were meant to look fuller and more balanced, became grotesque and bumpy. Devastated by the results, Raji withdrew from the public eye for years, hiding her altered appearance. Her turning point came when she appeared on the show Botched. There, doctors performed corrective surgeries, but even after multiple procedures, it was deemed too risky to completely remove the toxic material. Some visible lumps remain, but her face regained much of its original shape, especially around her cheeks and jawline. Today, Raji is an advocate for safe cosmetic practices, using her story to warn others about the dangers of black market procedures. Her journey is one of survival and resilience, a cautionary tale of the dangers that can arise when seeking quick fixes from unlicensed practitioners. Next on our list are the French twin brothers Igor and Guka Bogdanov, who are just as famous for their shocking transformations as they are for their television careers. The brothers, who gained fame in the 1970s for their roles in science fiction TV shows, began to undergo extreme cosmetic changes in the late 1990s, leaving the world in awe of their increasingly unusual appearance. Known initially for their sharp, symmetrical features, chiseled jaws, and high cheekbones, their look began to morph dramatically over time. Despite public speculation, the Bogdanovs consistently denied undergoing surgery, instead claiming their changes were the result of technological experiments. However, by the 2000s, their faces had taken on a surreal, almost alien-like appearance. One of the most noticeable changes was their exaggerated plump cheekbones, which seemed almost cartoonish. As the years went by, their chins elongated, their lips grew fuller, and their faces became so stretched that they appeared almost unrecognizable. By 2009, their transformations were so extreme that their appearances at public events, such as the Cannes Film Festival, caused global buzz. Their once striking features had turned into something out of this world, with many calling their new look alien-like, a label the brothers embraced with a sense of humor. While some transformations simply left people stunned, the next celebrity on our list took cosmetic enhancements to a whole new extreme. Anastasia Puk, a model and influencer from Ukraine, is known for having the largest cheeks in the world. Starting her journey with subtle tweaks in her 20s, she gradually escalated her cosmetic procedures to a striking level. Her most distinctive feature, her cheeks, have been so dramatically enhanced that they now create sharp, angular contours that stand out from her previous, more natural look. The size of her cheeks has reshaped her face, giving it a sculpted and daringly unconventional appearance. To complement her bold cheek enhancements, Anastasia has also made her lips fuller and added fillers to her chin and jawline. The result is a complete, attention-grabbing transformation. While critics argue her look may seem unnatural, Anastasia herself has expressed pride in her appearance, claiming that the surgeries boosted her confidence. Before, she felt plain, but now she sees herself as unique and glamorous. Next up is Mickey Rourke, a celebrity whose life-altering surgeries came from a place of necessity. In the 1980s, Rourke was known for his rugged good looks, particularly his sharp cheekbones and strong jawline. However, after a series of brutal injuries during his boxing career, Rourke had to undergo multiple surgeries to reconstruct his face, including 5 nose surgeries and work to repair his shattered cheekbones. Sadly, these surgeries didn't just heal his face, they changed it. His once chiseled features became rounder and puffier, with his cheekbones looking unnaturally full. The Botox and fillers he later used only added to the stiff, tight look of his face, especially around his forehead and lips. The public had mixed reactions. Some sympathized with his situation, knowing the surgeries were medically necessary, while others criticized him for overdoing the cosmetic treatments. In recent years, Rourke has admitted that he regrets his decision, especially choosing the wrong doctor for the job. Still, despite the changes to his appearance, Rourke's acting career continues to thrive. His powerful performance in The Wrestler proved that, despite the physical changes, his talent remained intact. Finally, we look at the story of Courtney Cox, whose experience with cosmetic enhancements is a cautionary tale. Known for her natural beauty as Monica Geller on Friends, Courtney initially sought Botox and fillers to maintain a youthful appearance. What started as small touch-ups gradually became more frequent as she tried to ward off the effects of aging. But over time, these procedures began to alter her features, especially around her cheeks and forehead, creating a stiffer, almost frozen expression. While the intention was to preserve her youthful glow, the result was far from what she had hoped for. Fans began to notice the changes, and many commented on how her face looked frozen, as though the natural lines of her expressions had been erased. Courtney herself has expressed regret, acknowledging that she went too far in trying to preserve her looks. Her story serves as a reminder that, sometimes, trying to turn back time can come at the expense of one's true self. Courtney Cox has been open about her regret over her extensive use of cosmetic procedures. She admitted that the fillers she used gave her face an artificial, almost unrecognizable appearance. Her once expressive features became stiff and exaggerated, especially her cheeks, leaving her with a doll-like look. As she kept getting treatments, the changes became even more noticeable, triggering a cycle where one procedure seemed to require another to maintain balance. Eventually, Courtney realized the damage these treatments had caused and chose to dissolve the fillers in 2017, aiming for a more natural look. Since then, she has embraced the aging process, reflecting on how her quest for youth led to an unintended loss of her true self. Next on the list is Priscilla Presley, whose tragic story highlights how a single cosmetic mistake can have lasting consequences. In 2003, Priscilla went to an unlicensed doctor, Daniel Sono, for facial injections. What she thought would be a simple procedure turned disastrous when the doctor used industrial-grade silicone. The results were catastrophic: lumps, scarring, and muscle paralysis, leaving her face with a stiff, mask-like quality and uneven texture. Despite undergoing corrective surgery in 2008, her face remained distorted. Her high cheekbones became swollen and unnaturally filled, while her lips appeared overly plump. Her facial expressions were limited, and further Botox and facelifts left her skin stretched and shiny, robbing her of the natural beauty she once had. In 2019, after a cancer surgery, she became obsessed with cosmetic procedures, seeking more treatments to cover up the scars. But in the process, Priscilla's appearance became so altered that fans struggled to recognize her. Her experience serves as a stark warning about the dangers of seeking perfection through unregulated procedures. Sharon Osbourne's cosmetic journey took an unexpected and troubling turn in 2021. Known for her candidness, Sharon has always been open about her surgeries, including breast augmentations, facelifts, and neck lifts. However, her latest facelift left her shocked and regretful. The procedure resulted in one of her eyes dropping lower than the other, giving her a distorted look. Sharon herself compared it to looking like Quasimodo, with her face asymmetrical and uncomfortable during the recovery. This wasn't the first time she had undergone a facelift. She had surgeries in 1987 and 2002, but this particular procedure left her deeply dissatisfied. Her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was equally shocked by the results. Sharon even had to undergo another corrective surgery to fix the misalignment, adding to the complications of her cosmetic journey. After years of altering her appearance, Sharon has declared she is done with surgery, saying, "I'm finished with changing how I look." Sharon Osbourne's cosmetic struggles were significant, but the next celebrity shows just how far one can push the boundaries in the quest for beauty. When does altering your appearance too much result in losing sight of who you really are? Katie Price's story might just answer that question. Katie Price, once celebrated for her fresh, natural look during her modeling days, has undergone a series of cosmetic procedures that have drastically changed her appearance. Over the years, she's transformed her face through multiple surgeries, including her 6th facelift. The result? A face that appears unnaturally tight. Her brow lift has left her with a permanent raised expression, often likened to the character Spock, which she's admitted she plans to address with future surgeries. Her cheeks have also been dramatically altered, likely from fillers, giving her a much fuller and more artificial look than in her earlier, softer days. In addition to the facelifts, Katie has also had lip injections, leaving her lips noticeably plump, almost to the point of being overfilled. Her nose has been refined and reshaped through several rhinoplasty surgeries, becoming sharper with each procedure. Public reaction has been mixed, but Katie remains unapologetic. She often compares her cosmetic enhancements to maintaining a car, saying she'll continue to undergo surgeries until she achieves her idea of perfection. Her transformation is so well documented that it's become a part of her public persona. While Katie's journey is highly visible, the next celebrity's changes are shrouded in mystery. Scott Thompson, aka Carrot Top, has been the subject of rumors for years about possible plastic surgeries. Known for his quirky comedic style and bright red hair, Carrot Top has always denied any cosmetic enhancements. However, his face has changed so much over time that it's led to widespread speculation. His eyebrows appear more arched and defined now than in his early career, sparking rumors of a brow lift. His once sharp features have softened, leading some to believe he's had cheek implants or facial fillers. Additionally, his skin now has a smooth, even texture, which many attribute to Botox or chemical peels. Despite the buzz, Carrot Top insists that his new look is the result of hard work and a healthy lifestyle. He jokes that if he had surgery, he'd look even better. Still, the debate over his appearance continues, and his transformation remains one of the most talked about topics in Hollywood. But if Carrot Top's changes left people scratching their heads, Pete Burns' obsession with plastic surgery took things to a whole new level. When cosmetic enhancements turn into an obsession, the effects can be both drastic and irreversible. Pete Burns, the lead singer of the band Dead or Alive, is a prime example of what happens when surgery becomes a compulsion. Pete Burns, the dynamic lead singer of Dead or Alive, became as renowned for his evolving face as for his music. His journey into cosmetic surgery began with a simple nose job to fix a broken nose, but it soon spiraled into a series of drastic procedures that would change his appearance beyond recognition. His nose was the first target, undergoing 4 surgeries that shrank, sharpened, and narrowed it until it barely resembled its original form. From there, his look continued to shift, with cheekbone implants creating a more angular, sculpted appearance, making his face appear sharper than ever before. As the changes progressed, Pete's cheeks became increasingly prominent, almost overshadowing the rest of his features. His lips also became a focal point, with 2 lip injections that resulted in an unnaturally plump look. However, complications from these fillers left him in excruciating pain, rendering him unable to open his mouth. This led to emergency surgery to undo the damage. Over the course of his life, Pete underwent more than 300 surgeries, each one altering his face further. His transformation is a shocking reminder of how relentless the pursuit of perfection can be. But Pete wasn't alone in his quest for beauty. Janice Dickinson, once known as the world's first supermodel, took her own cosmetic journey to extremes. Starting in her 30s with breast implants, Janice's pursuit of eternal youth snowballed into a series of facelifts, liposuction, Botox injections, and more. By the time she starred as a reality TV judge, Janice's face was unrecognizable from her younger days. Her features, once soft and natural, became taut and pulled, giving her a stiff, almost mask-like appearance. Her cheek implants and constant Botox made her look overly lifted, while her lips, filled to the brim, added to the exaggerated effect. Despite the public criticism, Janice remained unapologetic, even going on botched to address a breast surgery gone wrong from decades earlier. But the consequences of her transformation weren't just cosmetic. Her obsession with surgery led to severe financial trouble, culminating in her declaring bankruptcy in 2013, largely due to unpaid surgery bills. Still, Janice embraced her altered self, showing just how far someone can go when caught in the cycle of cosmetic enhancement. If Janice's story wasn't enough, Simon Cowell's journey into surgery took an even more shocking turn. The famous TV mogul, known for his sharp opinions, was also open about his cosmetic procedures. Initially starting with Botox, Simon soon took the plunge into more invasive surgeries. What followed were a series of facelifts that left his face overly tight and stretched. His cheeks appeared unnaturally high, giving him a permanent look of surprise. His once distinct jawline softened, losing its sharp, masculine features. Simon's eyelid surgery left his eyes wide and unblinking, creating a look that even his young son, Eric, commented on with concern. Simon himself admitted feeling like he was the star of a horror film, and he expressed regret, acknowledging that he may have gone too far. Joan Rivers, the iconic comedian and TV host, became synonymous with plastic surgery, undergoing an astounding number of procedures throughout her life. It all started with an eyelid lift at 32, and from there, Joan's transformation took off. Over the years, she had countless facelifts, nose jobs, Botox injections, and liposuction. What started as a youthful, expressive face eventually became stiff and taut, with her features pulled and tight. Joan's forehead, smoothed by constant lifts and Botox, became almost immobile, erasing any signs of aging but also leaving her with limited facial expressions. Her nose shrank and became more symmetrical, shifting the balance of her face. While some people viewed Joan's appearance as overdone or doll-like, Joan embraced it with humor, famously calling herself the poster girl for plastic surgery. She openly admitted to her many surgeries, proudly saying she'd done whatever it took to look how she wanted. One surgery can change how you look. But what happens when you undergo an unbelievable number of procedures in a short amount of time? Heidi Montag, the reality TV star famous for her role on The Hills, shocked the world in 2010 when she had 10 cosmetic surgeries in just one day. This bold move completely reshaped her appearance, stirring up both fascination and criticism. Known for her fresh, natural beauty, Heidi's transformation was so extreme that it left her looking almost unrecognizable. Among the most dramatic changes were her cheek implants, which gave her face a sharper, fuller look, wiping away the softness she once had. To enhance her facial structure, Heidi also had a chin reduction, creating a more defined, angular jawline. A second rhinoplasty refined her nose, making it slimmer and more pronounced. A brow lift gave her a permanently wide-eyed expression, while lip injections made her lips fuller and more pronounced, which some considered excessive. All these surgeries combined made Heidi's face look radically different, and the reactions were mixed. Some admired her boldness and confidence, while others questioned her decision to go so far in the pursuit of beauty. It was a shocking change that left people debating her choices. But Heidi's extreme makeover isn't the only example of someone reshaping their identity. Amanda Lepore, a beloved figure in New York's fashion and nightlife scenes, took her beauty transformation to a whole new level. Her journey began at just 15, with her first nose job, followed by gender reassignment surgery at 17. Over the years, Amanda continued to change, undergoing lip fillers, several nose jobs, cheek implants, and a brow lift. Her look, inspired by vintage pin-up girls, is characterized by her wide eyes, heart-shaped cheekbones, and voluptuous lips. To achieve her famously tiny waist, Amanda even went so far as to have her lower ribs removed, a painful and controversial surgery. Her eyelid surgery further accentuates her wide-eyed look, and she maintains her youthful skin with Botox and regular filler treatments. While many people criticize her for her exaggerated features, Amanda takes great pride in her appearance, even declaring that she has the most expensive body in the world. She's unapologetically satisfied with the way she looks, no matter what others think. While Amanda Lepore embraced her dramatic transformation, the next celebrity took a different route, opting for silence rather than sharing details about her quest for timeless beauty. Lara Flynn Bole, known for her roles in Twin Peaks and The Practice, has become just as famous for her shifting appearance as she is for her acting skills. Her physical transformation started in her 30s, when the pressures of aging in Hollywood pushed her to explore cosmetic procedures. Over the years, she underwent a range of treatments, including rhinoplasty, lip injections, Botox, and possibly face and brow lifts. Her once sharp features gradually softened, but not in a natural way. The most striking changes have been around her lips and eyes. Where her lips were once subtle, they now appear unnaturally plump and tight. Botox and fillers worked to smooth out her skin, but this left her face looking stiff, particularly around her forehead and cheeks. As her cheeks puffed up over time, likely due to excessive filler use, her facial symmetry shifted. Despite these noticeable changes, Lara has remained tight-lipped about her cosmetic work, leaving fans and experts to speculate about the extent of her procedures. Even so, she continues to capture attention, recently returning to acting in projects like Death in Texas. Her transformation has left many wondering what really happened behind the scenes. But Lara's journey is not the most dramatic when it comes to plastic surgery. That honor goes to Lil Kim, whose transformation took many unexpected turns, deeply rooted in personal struggles. Her first surgery was reportedly prompted by the trauma of domestic abuse, which left her with a broken nose in need of reconstruction. What began as a corrective procedure soon snowballed into a series of transformations that drastically altered her appearance. Her nose, once reshaped through rhinoplasty, became progressively smaller, with a slim, sharp shape that barely resembled her original features. Lil Kim also made significant changes to her cheeks, opting for fillers that created a fuller, more sculpted look, sharply contrasting her previous, more natural face. Botox smoothed out her skin, making it appear taut and youthful, but it also reduced her ability to show facial expressions. Perhaps the most talked about change was her skin tone. Over time, her complexion lightened noticeably, leading many to speculate that she had undergone skin bleaching treatments. While Lil Kim has denied these accusations, the change in her skin color remains a point of controversy. Her lips became fuller, likely due to lip augmentation, which added to the exaggerated appearance. Together, these changes made Lil Kim nearly unrecognizable from the artist who once captivated the music world.